Generic greetings and welcome to Log Away. Today's beverage is a fairly calming and very comforting chamomile and orange infusion. So welcome to Log Away. This is a fairly chill ambient experience about building a log cabin pretty much in the middle of nowhere. The idea is that you go to an excluded location throughout different areas and biomes with different seasons and colour temperatures and weather, and you pretty much build your log cabin. So you'll put the walls in, all the doors, and furnish it and everything around it, that sort of thing. So not overly reliant on any sort of heavy mechanics. It is, as I said, more of an ambient sort of, even you could call it maybe a diorama building experience, but you can actually wander around in first person and interact with things as well. So we're just going to jump in and I'll show you a little bit of it. It's like I said, it's not going to be probably an overly long one, this one, because of well, what the deal is. You can spend as long as you want on these sort of games, but anyway, let's just see what it's got going for it here. So where will you travel to build your new cozy retreat? So you've got Brook Meadow, River Nook, Blue Dell, Waterfall Ridge, Red Leaf Valley, Glass Lake, Mirror Cove, Dune Shore, and Gull Point. So you can see they're all different locations throughout different seasons. So you've got basically bunch of summer here, you've got some autumn and then winter. I mean, I do like the autumn colours. It's a very, very nice looking sort of colour scheme there. I think because of the time this video is going out, I think we're going to go with more of a winter theme. And because I like the sort of sunset there, I think we're going to go with Glass Lake. So we're going to select that. But obviously, you can go for whatever you want. That's the whole point. And then there's a bit of an interesting take on this one. You can choose your interests, and that dictates the type of things that you get to build. So what you love makes your cabin feel like home. Select up to 3 interests that speak to you. So you've got trekking, fishing, sculpting, woodworking, fibre arts, cooking, gardening, painting, music, and writing. Each interest adds your personal touch to the retreat, unlocking unique items as you settle in and unpack your travel bag. So I'm going to go with trekking. I'm going to go with let's see, cooking, gardening, painting, music. I'm going writing. I think we're going to go with maybe writing, as if it's like an excluded place for us to work on that one. And woodworking or cooking? Woodworking or cooking? I'm going to go woodworking, why not? And then there's the summary there, so it shows you where we're going to go. It shows you Glass Lake there. So the location you go to also dictates the type of things you can build. There's not a huge amount of extras, but there's 1 or 2 as far as I can tell. And they've also got the Christmas DLC. We might play some of that, but we'll see how we get on. So we'll just load in. You can see we've got a nice picture postcard there. And this is where we load into our Glass Lake. So yes, this is our nice excluded location away from society. And we can see I don't even know how we've actually got here, but there you are. And this is where we can build. So I'm going to build our cabin. So we've got 3 different tabs. You've got basically your, let's call it the main construction tab, which it's all of the physical building, so walls, doors, roofs, pathways, etc. You've then got your furniture, so this is like seating, bedding, the type of like sort of stoves and wall units, and then finally you've got your sort of minutiae, which is like all of the little things that would go on the furniture, so things like different ornaments and flowers and pots and kettles, and yeah, so it goes from quite large to very, very small. Anyway, let's go over to our cabin building here, and you have an option for the what I would call the sort of cliched log cabin, which is literally some trees have been chopped down and taken all the branches off, and you've sort of got these overlapping joints there. Control Z will actually remove that. You can also go with the sort of more sort of horned look there. I think we're going to go with more the classic there, and let's just see. So you can click and drag, or you can just sort of click in here, and yes, you can build pretty much whichever way you want. So I'm going to go like that, and then along, and then maybe in here, and then I'm going to have like a sort of porch area here where they can overlook the lake. I mean, ideally it would be the other way around for screenshot purposes, and we get the lake in the background there, but this is obviously more I think realistic. In terms of flooring, you've got different wooden flooring, so I've got things like let me undo that. Let me go, and you can hide the flooring and do something like that. Hide the walls, should I say. So you've got no walls, partial walls, which obviously is culled depending on the camera location. So if you're familiar with a lot of the sort of building games like this, obviously you know exactly what's going on there. You can go with full walls as well. You can also say roofs, but I currently don't have a roof, but we'll come back to that later on. So you can right click on any of these, and then you can select the different flooring patterns. So you've got this sort of rustic board. You've got, that looks to be some sort of birch, I think. You've got dark wood, and then you've got some sort of Hued pine. I think we're going to go with this dark wood here. Going to go over to more flooring, and then this one is sort of gravel. I think I prefer that gravel there. That's fine. And then we're going to go over to, I think we're going to go over to doors, and I think we're going to have a double door on here. And again, you can select the type of door. The type of door is based on these tabs here, and then the actual material, you right click and you can change it up, and you can rotate that. And it does actually matter because some of these, like I say, are interactable, so we can left click on that and it opens up. But obviously if it was like that, then it's going to open indoors. Let me just rotate that around. I'm going to put the walls on, and then we're going to go with, I think, what sort of windows do you want to go with? Probably windows like this. Now if I place them like that, then what's going to happen is these are going to be the wrong way around, because you can see the sort of top part of it is on, well, the inside, and we don't want that. We want it like that. I'm actually going to go back to doors here, and I'm going to go with a door maybe there. So yeah, that's all fine. Back over to windows, and I place a window there. I'm going to place a window there. Obviously I need to rotate that. We're going to go back over to the windows, and it's probably best if I scoot over to here and go 1, 2, and then 3. So there you go. And then we're going to open all of these up just to let some light in here. So these are not glazed in any way, so I don't know how well they would be. Actually, wait, they've got the barred ones here. Interesting. Do we have the sort of barred ones there? No, actually that door then, that might not be the right door for our needs. Well, they've all got bars on. I mean, am I back in Prison Architect here? Is that a bit better? No, I think we're gonna stick with that one there. Okay, so that is now fine. So we've got in the doors, and we've got in the windows and such. So that is all good. I will close a couple of these up because why not? And that should be fine. Maybe there we are. So we're gonna go with the roofing, and we've got this sort of mossy roof there. We've got the actual ones we click on changes the sides. So you've got your matching ones there. You've got this one here, which is like that, and then you've got basically a flat roof, and I don't like that, so I'm going to go with that one there. I don't like that mud roof. I don't like the basically someone's got a lot of sticks and just flung them on the top, and then finally you've got the tiled roof. I don't actually particularly like all three of them. This one's probably the most fitting, so we're going to go with that. We've got the porch on here. Now originally I was going to go with something like this sort of overhang, but that doesn't really sit well. However, I think if we go with some beams here, we can probably fit them in. That doesn't seem right. That one is actually not bad. I don't mind that. What about if we just go with a straight sort of log like that? No, I actually think I prefer what about these sort of antler ones? You know what, I don't mind those. I think that's okay. Let's say we can change the color scheme of them, and I'm just going to try and match them in a little bit with that one. Or maybe we do change them to be a little bit different, actually, like that. Yes, that's got that all pretty much okay. And obviously you can go with things like pathways as well. So you've got sort of mud track, more mud track, and then sort of this sort of almost pebbled path. And I'm just going to run the path all the way over to here, as if like this goes out to over there, and then we're going to have something similar back here. Let me just go from this point. Right click, you hold right click and it spins it around, but also right click is to drop the tool as well. So I've many a times held right click and then ended up dropping the tool by accident. I'm going to make this a little bit thicker because I would imagine that obviously there's going to be a bit of traffic here, and I just like a little bit thicker there. And also this is going to sort of scoot around like this, as if this comes around and then joins up with the front of the cabin. And obviously naturally it is with the best of intentions, obviously they're going to have it so you stick to this one, but naturally humans are just going to cut across, aren't they? So we'll do it like that, and there we go. I'm just going to make this track just a little bit thicker here. And again, if you mess it up, you can just Control Z. It just undoes the last bit there. I'm getting a bit of ghosting on that tool. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if that's just my graphics or not. Or if you can see that, but there we go. That's I think that is quite nice. Maybe a little bit thicker there. All right, so that is now done. You can obviously place as well things like these posts and stuff. So this one here, these two are the default ones, and then this one is based on this biome, so it's the mountainous region. So I'm just going to basically click and drag and make myself a couple of nice sort of posts around here, and we just sort of spin around. As I said, we'll go for there, and then there's only so far we can go before the game is basically saying nope, you can't go any further than that. And I think that would do. So I don't think we need to necessarily fence this off, but we'll do something like that. That's all fine. And then from here, it's going to sort of scoot about. I'm not going to be too. Oh, let me undo that bit. It's a little bit farther. I'm not going to be too like overly sort of detailed in the posts here. In fact, that's as far as I can really go. Okay, so we've managed to get a fence around. We've got obviously the pathing. We've got this in here. Let's go over to, I think maybe for now we'll go for some decoration. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the roof off and go in here, and I want to place, well, you can see it's getting dark, and obviously there is the option to control the light and darkness, so it's about here, and then there's obviously the direction of either the sun or the moon and such. So there is a day-night cycle, and I say there is weather as well, so you can change it to, this is like a sort of overcast, stormy sort of area. You can see all the clouds coming in, and then you can go with also some snow as well. So there we go. All right, so it's fairly dark here, and that is not an ideal solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place in some sort of maybe stove, and it obviously does emit light, and again you can right click on that, you can change the color of it, you can change the location, the rotation. I'm going to place it in that corner, so that is now in, so hopefully the chimney will come out the back there. So that's lighting up this area, so that's good. I'm just going to go back to daytime because obviously it allows you to actually see what's happening. We've also got like a fire pit here, which I like the idea of. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a fire pit here. I'm also going to go with some seating maybe, because I know there's some benches. I'm going to place sort of 4 benches, maybe around here. I'm going to have to move that. Maybe, do I move it a little bit closer to here? That should be fine. Now, these obviously I'm going to rotate. I'm deliberately not going to put them so that's a bit close, that. Okay, maybe if I move these over here and then something like that, maybe we'll get a little bit of room there. There's a little bit more room there. And like I say, I'm deliberately not going to place these in, exact sort of alignment. I like the idea of it being a little bit all over. What you get as well is like a synergy point system. So this is 37 out of 100. I don't think it actually really does anything as far as I can tell, or if it does. From my point, it doesn't really matter. But the idea is to create something that's quite nice. Right, I'm just going to basically go through the list here and see what we can place. So we've got things like different bedding. So there is a bed that can go in here. So that's fine. We can't change the color of it because this is a set one. We've also got some sort of side dresses there, which sadly don't fit. That's curious. I can't fit one on the other side, so I'm gonna have to delete that and see if there's another one. There is a side cabinet that goes in both of those. This one will move along a little bit, so there we go. We're gonna have maybe in some sort of cupboard, maybe there would be fine. We do need an area for people to sit, so we'll do that. Oh, I like that trunk's okay. I like that. We'll rotate that around, and it doesn't appear to have any hinges on either side, but trunk at the bottom of there is fine. And I've got an achievement for rustic charm. Placed the trunk at the foot of the bed. Yes. We've got in different like sort of, what's that? Some sort of, was that the? Yeah, some sort of, yeah, shelving unit. Okay, I'm going to continue on then with building, and we've got, oh, I don't really like that. That's looks a bit hard. You've got, like I say, there's one for writing, so a nice sort of comfy chair. There's Ollie Christmas. I think that's a standard DLC, or it might be standard. It might be based on the key that I was given. But I'm just going to go with this default one here, and I'm going to place a seating area in the middle, and I'm going to go with, like I say, fairly standard sort of seating arrangement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously I'm going to then rotate these around like that. I'm going to move that one into here, and like I said, deliberately trying to make it a little bit as if it's well, it's not symmetrical because that is my normal default mode really, for good or ill. And there we go, so that's fine. Obviously we do need to put stuff on here, but I'll come back to that because that's something different. We've got beds, we've got these cupboards and such. I actually like that. Well, I say I like that. It's quite rustic, isn't it? That's another sort of shelving unit which can go there, and I'll change it to I'll keep it as default actually, why not. Shelving we can not really put anywhere because this is a huge shelf, considering yeah, considering what it is. What else can we have shelving wise? There's a couple of other shelves. I guess we'll put that in here, why not. And then I think for now that'll be it. Let me go over to the final tab then. This is where you've got things like lighting as well. So you've got, this is where it sort of starts to stand out as well. So you've got different lanterns and lighting. Oh, I do like the green, the sort of green lantern look there, but we can place them sort of above the doors if we bring that up here. So we can place one above there, we can place a couple of these there and there. Is it going to snap correctly? That'll be about right, yes. We'll zip over to the other side, and then we're going to place the lantern here just above the door there. So it's you can see it is illuminating this one. And then finally we've got like a, this is like an oil lamp, and we'll place oil lamps on the beds and in the table. And then I'm sure we've got candles as well. Yes, I'm going to place a sort of candle there, and you can place them like on the windowsills as well, which is nice. So there's a lot of freeform sort of floor you've got here to build, so that's all good. Pots and pans, we can put say like a pan on there. We can put over on the table a kettle. I'm just going to, because I can rotate that around a little bit just to give it a bit of a extra one. Can that open? It cannot. What else have we got? We've got things like a nice sort of bed throw there, and I don't know if you saw, but this flashed to give us some synergy, which is good. We're going to go over to animals, and we've got a doggo that can go there, so there you go. We'll put them in, like, just warming in front of the fire, and you can click on them and you can see they're standing up and doing whatever. Let's go ahead and place in, you know, I think some sort of sofa would be of oh, nice, wouldn't it? Maybe there. It's a little bit big actually, isn't it? I think it's because of it's because of that. It's because of this thing here. Okay, I'm actually going to delete that then, because I'd rather have this and move it a little bit closer. There we go, that's fine. So if I want a different shelf, I could probably go with a different shelf. So we go with a Christmassy one? No, maybe not. Yeah, you can go with a shelf like that. Back over to lighting. So you can see it's very quick to just switch between the two. And oh, good grief, that's an interesting one. That's was it like a reindeer type of thing? Yeah, okay. So I'll just rotate that around and place that in here. Actually, while we're out here, what we have to go with is obviously very cliche. Do we have a rocking chair? We do. We have a rocking chair. There we go. And they can sit on the front and just rock back and forward while checking out the sunset. In fact, look at that. Nice. I like the colours all changing as well. Let's go with some more lighting. I think I'm just going to place, not a candle actually, I'm going to place one of, there's like a Christmas wreath, which we can put up there. We've got in maybe a candle. No, I'm going to go with another lantern. We'll go with a green lantern on the top there. And then, I mean, you've got all sorts of different statues like snow globes and things like that. So we can place that if we really wanted to. Let's place a mirror near the bed area, so we'll do that. And what else have we got? I'm just going to go through basically, and anything that I think is going to fit in quite well, then I'll place. So I'm going to place this sort of rug either side. Obviously, I will make sure I rotate that so it's not clipping through the side there. That's like a rug that goes right across. That seems to be all okay. You've got, like, say, different pots and pans and coffee grinders and all manner of things you can place. So I can place things like little sort of bonsai tree there. This thing should be populated, so we'll do that. The problem is that obviously when the light goes down, you start struggling with space a little bit. There's a couple of mugs, so we'll place them around here. Just rotate them around like randomly. In fact, you know what? It should be. There should be a couple of mugs around here, shouldn't there? So I'm gonna go with a couple, one there, a couple around here, then one there. That should be fine. You've got a well, so I know if you really want, you can shove that in wherever. So I can put it, in that corner there. Looks quite nice. Rotate that around. We haven't got like a wood stack, have we? Let me just change the weather against the season actually, so you can see it. Not the season. The lighting. What else have we got? Oh, there we've got some pictures, so we can play some pictures. Let's have a quick look at that. So we've got in a nice sort of mountain scene. We've got in some horse brasses. We've got in a bear rug. So I can place a bear rug if I really wanted to. Place that there, why not? Give that a little bit of a rotation, maybe like that. New California Republic's coming for you there. We've got a snowman. Well, we'll place them over there, why not? Rotate them round, put it in that corner there, job done. There is actually like a wood stack that I like to place. Where is it? It is in, actually I found it, but I'm just going to place a couple more pictures just to decorate this place up. It might start looking a bit messy, a bit confusing, but oh, that's quite nice. There we go. All right, and then we're going to place like a wood stack over here. So I don't think you would want to place it like exactly like I've done, if in reality to dry, but you'd probably want it in undercover. But I'm no logging guy, that's for sure. Maybe like that, and then that one can go maybe. You know what? I think maybe just like that, and we'll stack them up next to one another. I'm just gonna go over here, and you know what? I'm gonna go first person, and you can, like you say, go first person and place them so you can wander around. This is your first person mode, so you just press tab and you go to this one, and you can see like the well. Sadly, that doesn't animate, but you can go in here. And you can see all this. Actually, let me go ahead and put the roof on, and that'll be a little bit... No, I'm on the roof now. Okay. But you can see what it's like. So, oh, look, how cozy is that? Nice. But obviously, if you want some more lighting, then you can open this up as it's daytime. And it does seem to change things. There you go. But for some reason, I actually like it really cozy like that. And then back up to your building. Let's go with... Where was it? There was like a wood cutting area. So there we go. And then what else have we got? I mean, you've got all manner of things like, what's this? This is some sort of planter. So the planter can go there. There's no snapping as far as I can tell, but it does seem to fit in okay. And then you've got things like flowers. So this is where they're not bad. This tool isn't bad, and I do like tools that are quite like click and draggy, so you can just sort of populate the area. This only really does like a couple of flowers, so it's not fantastic. It does the job. And when it comes to trees as well, so we've got like these different trees that we can place, but there's nothing really large. I mean, the biggest tree we've got is like this sort of Christmas tree there. So yeah, okay, we've got all of this big area here. It would be nice if there was some bigger trees. In fact, if I have any sort of, I don't know if criticism would be the right term, but basically with this sort of game, more is actually more. You do want more items, and I do think I like the way that you get different items based on where you go. So the different biomes will dictate the extras that you get. So you can see like a cart. So we can have a cart over here, which naturally a cart would be near the wood store, like that. So all of that is really good, as well as the interests, but just more would be nice. Like, for example, as far as I can tell, there's no really like sort of cooking facilities. There's like no sink or anything like that. Yeah, there just seems to be a couple of extras that you think, oh, I would have expected that, but apparently not. Maybe some tools just before we go out would be of some benefit. So like a crowbar, a saw, and there's also a hammer, I believe. Yes, there. So tools just before they go out. And I think there's also, yeah, a shovel. So I'm going to put shovel maybe just above there. Okay. What else have we got? We have in... I mean, there's loads of things we can do. Like I say, you can spend as long or as little as you really like in this one. There is a nice little... nice little... sleigh there. Is that like a privy? Okay, yes, there is. You got like a bird bath and stuff, a little table. Yeah, I think we're just probably going to go with maybe just the odd sort of splattering of just flowers, just like I said, to give it a little bit of colour. There we go. Nothing over the top. But yeah, in very short order, we've managed to create this thing here. So we can have a look around. So you can see we've obviously at the lake here, nice little fire pit. Got some fruit trees. Let me go ahead and change it to nighttime, because that'll probably look quite nice. Yeah, there we go. And on the roof again. So this is our snowy nighttime scene. Like I say, let me put the roof back on because it'll actually look all right. And then we can go in and we can see our nice cozy log cabin with the doggo in the front there. You can click on some of these and they'll open and close, like say the windows and such. So some of them you can interact with. But yeah, that's basically the game in the sort of in brief. The idea is that you make a nice cozy log cabin in the middle of nowhere. Like I said, this is one of, I think, 9 biomes. What have we got? We've got 96 out of 100 for our synergy/heart points. And we've made this in, like I say, very short order. So yeah, that's basically what you do in this one. You've got obviously camera controls. You've got like the music. You can change the look of it, so you can go for extra sort of fuzziness. You can go for sharpness. You can go for sepia, black and white, film look, Sam Fisher, CCTV, broken VHS, and yes, 1991 graphics. Yes, you can change all of that, but that's what you make. And you can, like say, hide the UI, make nice little screenshots, pictures, etc. Like I said, it's not overly mechanical heavy. That's the whole point. Is you make something that's nice and serene, and something you can wander around in. Like I say, I do think that more would be better when it comes to the level of the amount of items that you can play. So it would be nice to have some more items. But other than that, yeah, it is what it is. It's let's say a fairly chill experience. You can spend as long or as little as you like on this one. And I've just realised there's a fox on the left there. Oh, and I've just clicked on it and it's ran off. Either way, that's been a bit of vlog away. Hope you've enjoyed this little look at the game, and hopefully it's been fairly chill. By all means, check the link out in the description if you want to have a go yourself. And as always, hopefully you enjoyed it. And if nothing else, it's been a chill one for you. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. And generic partings.